Hey, after many years of avoiding doing a lesson on this song, finally going to get to it. People have been asking for years for me to get to a lesson on Angie. They wanted Paul Simon's version, or they wanted Bert Jansch's version. And part of the problem with those songs is, or those versions, not even just those, this song is so heavily improvised by everybody who plays it that getting a starting point was really difficult. So I've lately been exploring the original version, Davey Graham's from 1961, the 2-minute and 28-second version, where he just played the 3 parts. The 4th part got added later. We'll talk about that a little bit later too. Maybe. Anyway, 3 parts, an A section, a B section, and a C section, and minor variations on each one. Unusual timing, well, unusual syncopation, not unusual timing anywhere. So here's pretty much what Davey's original version sounded like. It opened up with section A. Played very simply. Section B. A little bit. Into section C. And back to A. Maybe a little variation. Back to B. Back to A. A little more notes on the top. Notice that? A again. Back to B. And one last A. Shortened. So there you have, as close as I could do right now without improvising the heck out of it, the way Davey played this in his 1961 version. Now there are all kinds of other versions, and every time he added different stuff or other cool little licks and things. But what I want to do with the lesson that will eventually turn into a series of lessons on Angie is going to be to show you all that stuff that just happened right there. Not even exactly the way it went, but I have it all tabbed out. I have most of it tabbed out. But the biggest thing you got to do with a song like this is understand the concepts. Keep that bass line going. Pretty simple. And add a little melody. That's what we'll get into. The second section, you got to just pound on some bass notes, make it sound like Big Bill Broonzy, and get some bent D's in there. Now in the C section, the hardest part is the timing, understanding where the beats are. And not having having extra beats in the measure, understanding the syncopation. But, like Bert did and Paul did, if you choose, you can always throw in extra beats. We'll talk about that coming up. Okay, probably about the longest little preview I've done in a lesson. What we have to do is get to work on the stuff. I'm playing this with a thumb pick, and that's so that I can really get the percussive sound that we want in the bass. Got the capo at the 3rd fret, you probably figured all that out, and you probably figured out the bass line. It's A's, G's, F's, and E's. Although in Paul's version, I should say this for later, but in one of Paul's early versions, it's either the one on Sounds of Silence or the one that showed up on Old Friends. I can't remember right now. The research on that is still under construction. Bass was a little different. Did you catch that? Alright, well, someday when I get around to Paul's version, we'll talk about it. Coming up now, lesson on Angie, Davy's version. The right hand, one of the biggest things that's happening in this song. Now, there are 2 main bass things that happen, and one of them consists of playing the little bass part that we hear in section A, which is 2 A's, 2 G's, 2 F's, and 2 E's. In the B section, it really is just pounding away on randomly, for the most part, A's and E's. When you get into the 4th measure, 3rd measure, we need to hear 2 E's. But the biggest thing is learning to mute the bass with the palm, not with the base of your hand right here, resting on the saddle. Section B, I would typically play it with 3 measures of A in the bass, and in the 4th measure, 2 beats of E and 2 beats of A.